Hello students, welcome to chemistry online classes. Chemical kinetics lesson is going on. This is lecture number 9, chemical kinetics. Today's our topic is temperature dependence of rate of reaction. Okay, so how rate of reaction, speed of reaction depends upon temperature. This is what we are going to see in this lecture. Students, already you know that rate of a reaction depends upon temperature, rather it is directly proportional to temperature. As temperature increases, rate of reaction increases. As temperature decreases, rate of reaction decreases. To understand this, in second PUC you are going to do one practical. Students, all you know how to do titration. In second PUC again you are going to do one titration. That titration is hot titration. What is there, see student? Cheminophore versus oxalic acid. Normal titration how to do you know very well. But in this titration, whatever solution will be there in the conical flask, that you have to heat before you titrate it against cheminophore solution filled in the burette. Okay. What happens due to that? Due to heating, temperature of the reactant increases, and that's why rate of reaction, speed of reaction increases. You know that within 2 hours we have to finish the practical, and in titration you have to take 3 readings. Okay, so reaction should not be slow, but actually cheminophore and oxalic acid react slowly. So speed of reaction has been increased by heating solution in the conical flask, and that hot solution in the conical flask you have to titrate against cheminophore solution taken in the burette. Okay, so like this you will come to know that means in practical you are going to perform this hot titration related to today's topic, temperature dependence of rate of reaction. Okay. Again, let us take one more example, decomposition of N2O5. Okay. Here I have written one chart. In that temperature, how will go on increasing temperature, then how much time is required for that reaction is mentioned. If we have taken N2O5, how much time is required to become the initial concentration to its half-life. Half-life topic is already over. Time required to become initial concentration of reactant to its half is called as half-life. See here, in decomposition of N2O5, time required T half I have written. T half means half-life. Time required to reduce initial concentration to its half. If reaction is carried out at 0 degrees Celsius, time required 10 days. We will increase the temperature to 25 degrees Celsius. Reaction complete within 5 hours. So difference see. Temperature increased by 25 degrees Celsius. Reaction was initially taking place in days, 10 days. Now it is finishing within 1 day, within 5 hours. Okay. If again we will increase the temperature by 25 degrees Celsius, it becomes 50 degrees Celsius. Then reaction finishes in 12 minutes. So very easily you will understand that how we will increase temperature, reaction is becoming faster and faster. So speed of reaction or rate of reaction increases as temperature increases. Both are directly proportional. So let us start with first thing, how rate of reaction and temperature are related to each other. Okay. So your answer will be yes, rate of reaction is directly proportional to temperature. But students, how exactly? I agree that rate of reaction is directly proportional to temperature. But how exactly it is related? Then remember that if 10 degree rise in temperature is there, if temperature increases by 10 degree, then rate of reaction doubles. Exact relation understanding. 10-degree rise if we will do in the temperature, then rate of reaction become double as previous compared to previous. This is the exact relationship of rate of reaction and temperature. Okay. So here how they are related. Rate of reaction is directly proportional to temperature. For exact relationship is for 10-degree rise in temperature, rate constant doubles. Okay. So if exact relationship is asked, your answer should be rate of reaction is directly proportional to temperature, and for every 10-degree rise in temperature, first increase 10 degree, rate constant double. Again if you will increase temperature by 10 degree, again rate constant doubles. For every 10-degree rise in temperature, rate constant double. Here rate constant means symbol, remember K. Rate of reaction we are going to measure here using rate constant. So you may also say that for 10-degree rise in temperature, rate of reaction doubles. Rate of reaction here is measured in terms of rate constant K. This is expressed in terms of temperature coefficient. Try to understand the topic. Simple topic is there. Rate of reaction directly proportional to temperature. If we will increase by 10 degree temperature, a rate constant is going to become double. And this is expressed using the term temperature coefficient. So student, let us understand what is temperature coefficient. Okay. Temperature coefficient, how to write, C student? Rate constant. Degree rise in temperature. So initial temperature I will take to 98 Kelvin. Make 10-degree rise in temperature, it becomes 308 Kelvin. Is it? Is it 10-degree rise in temperature? So whenever there is 10-degree rise in temperature, rate constant doubles. Okay. So whatever is rate constant at 308, it will be double rate constant at 298. This ratio is called as temperature coefficient. Sometime they will ask you to calculate temperature coefficient. So you should know the meaning of temperature coefficient. Let us write the definition of temperature coefficient. Looking towards this, how can you define temperature coefficient, students? Temperature coefficient is the ratio of rate constant of a reaction at two temperatures differing by 10 degree. Is it? Temperature coefficient is the ratio of rate constants of reaction at two temperatures, not exactly these two, any two temperatures. That two temperatures should differ by 10 degree. For example, I have written 298 and 308. You may take any two temperatures, but that two temperatures should differ by 10 degree. Okay. So let us write definition of temperature coefficient. It is the ratio of rate constants of a reaction at two temperatures. Which two temperatures? Differing by 10 degree. Any two temperatures, but that two temperatures should differ by 10 degree. Okay, then that ratio is called as temperature coefficient. Okay, value of temperature coefficient will be approximately 2, sometime it may increase up to 3. But in our NCERT book it is given double only. So generally consider 2, but it may increase up to 3. So you understood very well. Rate constant K2 divided by K1. K2 will be always double of K1. Okay, when there is increase in 10. So it will, answer will be, temperature coefficient will be generally 2. So student, here concept of temperature coefficient is over. But the exact relationship of rate of reaction with temperature is given by scientist Arrhenius. He gave how exactly temperature and rate constant are related to each other by his equation. That equation is called as Arrhenius equation. Repeatedly asked question, what is Arrhenius equation? You should remember the equation, and in that equation various symbols are there, that parameters you have to mention. Okay, so let us move towards what is Arrhenius equation. So I am writing heading Arrhenius equation. Arrhenius was the scientist who gave relationship between temperature and rate constant. Okay, temperature T, rate constant K. Okay, so Arrhenius equation is K is equal to A into E raised to minus EA by RT. Equation as it is, remember students. Arrhenius equation is K, that is rate constant. Arrhenius gave relationship between whom? Rate constant and temperature. K is equal to A into E raised to minus EA by RT. Okay, this is the Arrhenius equation, in which what is K? You know student, K is nothing but rate constant. What is A? Arrhenius factor. Arrhenius factor is also called as frequency factor. It is also called as pre-exponential factor. Arrhenius factor or frequency factor or pre-exponential factor. What is EA? EA is nothing but activation energy. And this activation energy is measured in joule per mole. Activation energy here compulsorily measured in joule per per mole. When we are going to solve problem, that time you should understand that unit of activation energy you should write joule per mole. Okay, what is R? Gas constant. Yes, student. You know various values of R. Okay. In previous lesson we have seen that R values goes on changing. So many various values of R we have seen. But in chemical kinetics you should use R values 8.314. Why? Because you should use such a value of R based on activation energy, and activation energy is expressed in joule per mole. So you should use R value which is expressed in joule. So which is R value which is expressed in joules? 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. Okay. While solving problems you will need this. So EA and R both should be in joules. Let us move towards next. What is T? Of course T is nothing but temperature. Like this various terms you should mention. Here what is E raised to minus EA by RT is very important. E raised to minus EA by RT. This indicates fraction of molecules of reactants having kinetic energy greater than or equal to activation energy. Very important thing, student, as it is, remember. What is E raised to minus EA by RT? This term indicates fraction of molecules of reactant. Some reacting molecules which are having kinetic energy. So students, you already know that reacting molecules are continuously colliding on each other. Means they are moving. Energy required for motion is called as kinetic energy. So reacting molecules possess kinetic energy. How many reacting molecules have kinetic energy which is either greater or equal to activation energy? That is indicated by E raised to minus EA by RT. Okay, and this total term, that is fraction of molecules of reactants having kinetic energy equal to or greater than activation energy, is called Boltzmann factor. It is called as Boltzmann factor. Okay. So sometimes they will ask you to calculate Boltzmann factor. So which is Boltzmann factor? This term. Sometimes they will ask you to calculate fraction of molecules of reactants having kinetic energy equal to or greater than activation energy. That is nothing but E raised to minus EA by RT. So equation, write down well. Every equation write well and every term explain well. Okay. So this is Arrhenius equation. Now student, let us understand. Equation only question, very important question it is, and repeatedly asked question it is for 2 marks. But let us see what is exactly meaning of activation energy and what is this E raised to minus EA by RT. This thing remember, explanation of these two things we are going to see now, and afterwards we'll see Arrhenius equation can be converted into other forms which are useful for calculations, because so many problems are based on Arrhenius equation. That form we will derive afterwards. Before that, let us see what is activation energy and what is E raised to minus EA by RT. What is meaning of this term? Let us go. Yes, students. So let us understand what is activation energy and what is Boltzmann factor. Let us take an example. H2 combines with I2 to form 2HI. Okay. Here reactants are hydrogen and iodine. Product are 2 hydrogen iodide molecules. So see here, I have shown one H2 molecule plus I2, both will combine to form. Now students, see, these are reactants. Reactants collide on each other. During collision, pre-existing bonds will break. So these bonds I am showing breaking. Okay, new bonds start forming. So I am showing formation of new bonds. Okay, pre-existing bonds are breaking, new bonds are forming. This is one intermediate step. This intermediate, whatever is formed, that is called as activated complex. This activated complex is unstable and it remains for very less time. It is unstable and it remains for less time. Afterwards it decomposes, new bonds become stronger and products will form. So these are the products. So you can see that how this reaction takes place exactly. Reactants, pre-existing bonds are breaking, new bonds are forming, new bonds have totally formed, products are ready. Like this, reactants react to form the products. But during this middle, intermediate is formed. This is also called as activated complex. But it is unstable, remains only for less time. Afterwards, it decomposes to form the products. Energy required to form this activated complex is called as activation energy. See here, what is activation energy? Symbol is EA. Activation energy symbol EA. Definition: energy required to form activated complex, intermediate or activated complex is called as activation energy. If activated complex is formed, then only products will form. All reactants do not give rise to products. Which reactant form activated complex? They will only form the products. Then which reactants will form activated complex? Who is having kinetic energy equal to activation energy. All reacting molecules don't form products. How much energy they are having, it depends on that. They must have their kinetic energy which should be equal to activation energy. So what is activation energy? Energy required to form intermediate or activated complex is called activation energy. Activation energy. Simple, understood well? So students, you came to know that all reactants don't give rise to products. Now only explanation I am going to give. Try to understand what is activation energy. Try to understand what is Boltzmann factor. That is, how many reactants are having energy, kinetic energy equal to activation energy. Student, always remember that reacting molecules will get converted into products when their kinetic energy will be either equal to activation energy or greater than activation energy. Minimum they must have their energy equal to activation energy. All reacting molecules don't have equal amount of kinetic energy. So many reacting molecules will be there. All reacting molecules will have different amount of kinetic energy. Out of that, which molecule's kinetic energy will be equal to activation energy, that molecules will form activated complex, and then that activated complex will decompose to give the products. So to understand this concept, I am going to take an example. So everybody just observe this properly to understand the example. Okay. So here imagine that this is kinetic energy. It is going on increasing. Some 10%. Here I am putting fraction of reacting molecules. To make you understand the topic, I am drawing this for an example. Fraction of reacting molecules, kinetic energy. 10% reactants are there, they are having this much of kinetic energy. Yes students, let us see towards this graph and try to understand the topic Boltzmann factor. Here I have taken 100% reacting molecules. Total of the 60, 70 and 30 means 100% reacting molecules I have shown. 10% reacting molecules are having kinetic energy this much. 60% reacting molecules having little more kinetic energy. These 15% reacting molecules are having kinetic energy little less than activation energy, and only these 15% reacting molecules, last column, are having their kinetic energy which is equal to activation energy. So looking towards this, students, can you tell me that which molecules will form or will react to give the products? Then your answer should be these molecules, last column, 15% molecules will surely give rise to products. Because their kinetic energy, see here, their kinetic energy is equal to activation energy. So these 15% reactants will form activated complex because they are having their energy equal to activation energy, and then they can form the products. So student, your answer is 15% reactants have kinetic energy equal to activation energy. I hope you remember the term e raised to minus A by RT. There I have told you fraction of molecules of reactants having kinetic energy equal to or greater than activation energy. These are that 15% molecules whose kinetic energy is matching to activation energy. Now students, our topic is temperature and rate of reaction. So now let us increase the temperature. When we will increase the temperature by 10 degree, all reacting molecules kinetic energy will increase. You know that whenever we raise the temperature, kinetic reacting molecules will absorb that temperature, heat, and their kinetic energy required for motion will increase. So if we'll increase the temperature by 10 degree, kinetic energy of reactants is going to increase. So now see here properly. Imagine that experiment, in an experiment I increase temperature by 10 degree. What will happen? Kinetic energy of all reacting molecules will increase. Imagine that this kinetic energy increase up to this. These molecules kinetic energy also increased. These molecules kinetic energy also increased. And whatever these molecules were there, kinetic energy theirs also increased. This much increase you can see. Increase in kinetic energy you can see very well. Okay. Before that, one thing I wanted to tell you. If you look towards our before increase, maximum reacting molecules are having how much of kinetic energy? Then your answer is maximum reacting molecules means 60%. 60% of these all reacting molecules are having how much of kinetic energy? I am marking here, and that is called as most probable kinetic energy. Sometimes question is asked, define most probable kinetic energy. Simple. What is most probable kinetic energy? Kinetic energy by maximum reacting molecules. Kinetic energy possessed by maximum reacting molecules is called as most probable kinetic energy. So maximum reacting molecules are these. These reacting molecules are having how much of energy? That is called as most probable kinetic energy. Here I will write definition. Define most probable kinetic energy. Okay. Simple definition is there, remember, for 1 mark. Okay. Now next. We increase temperature. Due to increase in temperature, all reacting molecules kinetic energy increase. Now what can you see here, students? This 10% reacting molecules kinetic energy increase, but no use because their energy increased but it not became equal to activation energy. These 60% molecules also activation energy increase, but still it is less than activation energy. Is it? Kinetic energy increase, but still it is less than activation energy. But these 15% reacting molecules kinetic energy increased and became equal to activation energy. And these 15% kinetic energy increased and became more than activation energy. So what can you say, students, now? Which reactants will get converted into products now? Initially only this last column reactants were getting converted into products because their kinetic energy was equal to activation energy. Now this column reacting molecules also will get converted into products because by rising temperature their kinetic energy has increased and has become equal to activation energy. So these are the fraction of reacting, this is Boltzmann factor. Fraction of molecules of reactants having kinetic energy either equal to activation energy or greater than activation energy. So these are these two are the columns which represents Boltzmann factor. Understood very well, student? Fraction of molecules of reactants having kinetic energy equal to activation energy or greater than activation energy. Okay, that is our Boltzmann factor, and these two columns represents e raised to minus Ea by RT, that is Boltzmann factor. Okay. Now, again one more thing you have to understand here. What is relationship of K and activation energy? Students, see to this and tell me. If I will increase activation energy is here. I will make it much more here somewhere upside. I will increase activation energy. Then how many reactants will get converted into products? Then your answer will be no reactants will get converted into products, because no reactants kinetic energy is now matching with activation energy. So no reactant will get converted into product means rate of reaction decreases. Activation energy increases, rate of reaction decreases. Is it? Take opposite. If I will decrease activation energy, I made this activation energy here very less. Then what happens to rate of reaction? You will say that maximum molecules will get converted into products, because all molecules kinetic energy will match with activation energy. So whenever activation energy decreases, rate of reaction increases. So relationship is activation energy is inversely proportional to K. This one remember. So what is left? Definition of most probable kinetic energy. Most probable kinetic energy is kinetic energy by maximum reacting molecules. I hope you have understood the topic very well. So here I explained you what is activation energy and what is Boltzmann factor, that is how kinetic energy of reacting molecules either become equals to activation energy or becomes greater than activation energy, and that molecules how they will only form product or they will only react to give the products. To understand this, one graph is plotted in your NCERT textbook. Let us try to understand that graph. Graph is very simple. Graph is plotted kinetic energy versus fraction of molecules of reactants. Fraction of molecules of reactants. Fraction of molecules goes on increasing and kinetic energy also going on increasing. Try to understand this graph. Imagine that reaction is taking place at a temperature T. I am plotting first curve at a temperature T. Okay. So you can see here that these are so many fraction of molecules. Their kinetic energy is increasing towards right side. Kinetic energy goes on increasing and some molecules will have kinetic energy which is equal to activation energy. So activation energy I have shown here. Okay. This curve is plotted at a temperature T. See students properly, I have plotted this curve at a temperature T. At this temperature, how many reacting molecules are there whose kinetic energy is equal to or greater than activation energy? Let us mark that area. See here, fraction of molecules whose kinetic energy is equal to activation energy or greater than that. Activation energy is here. So after this, whatever this area is there, I am marking all this area, I am highlighting that area, and this area shows, yes. So if you can see this lined area, that is what that area indicates, fraction of molecules. This area indicates fraction of reacting molecules. Fraction of molecules which react temperature T. At temperature T, only these many molecules are reacting. These all molecules are not reacting. Why? Because their kinetic energy is less than activation energy. So they will not react. They will not form activated complex. They will not get converted into products. Now, let us increase the temperature by 10 degree. If we will increase the temperature by 10 degree, what will happen? Student remember that kinetic energy of reacting molecules is going to increase by rising temperature. When we will heat, reacting molecules will take energy or heat, thermal energy, that is heat, and their kinetic energy will increase. Now I want to plot a curve in which kinetic energy of all reacting molecules has increased due to rise in temperature. Kinetic energy is increasing towards right side. So the curve will broaden towards right side. Try to understand the curve. Kinetic energy is going to increase due to rise in temperature. So curve should be so that curve should broaden towards right side because kinetic energy is increasing towards right side. So the area below the curve will remain equal, same, but only curve broadens towards right side. So the curve becomes something like this here. Curve little shifted towards right side. Okay, so yes. Okay, so this is the curve which is plotted at a temperature T plus 10. Previous temperature T plus 10 degree rise in temperature. So kinetic energy of molecules has been increased. Now how many molecules? See here, this is activation energy. So I am putting dots here, students. Now these are additional molecules whose kinetic energy has became greater than activation energy. So these are the additional molecules which are going to react. So that area this indicates fraction of molecules, rather fraction of additional molecules. Fraction of additional molecules which react at temperature T plus 10. Okay, so student, you can see very easily when temperature T was there, this lined area, that many molecules were reacting. When there is rise in temperature by 10 degree, then number of molecules who are reacting has become doubled. Area has doubled. That is rate of reaction doubles. This is how temperature coefficient you should understand. Whenever there is rise in temperature by 10 degree, rate of reaction doubles, rate constant double, area has become double. Okay, so this was all about what is activation energy and what is Boltzmann factor. Okay, students, sometime they will give graphs and they will ask you out of this which is activation energy. Okay, so two graphs I want to plot, general graphs. So just try to understand these graphs. These two graphs I am plotting. both these graphs I will plot for potential energy. Okay, for potential energy versus reaction coordinates. Reaction coordinate. Students, whoever don't understand what is reaction coordinate, you can write instead of that progress of reaction. Okay, reaction coordinates is nothing but progress of reaction. I am writing both progress of reaction. Okay. Now students, imagine that here I will tell you these starting are called reactants. I am writing in short reactants. Whatever formed are called as products. Peak is called as activated complex. Here same reactants forming products. Peak is called as activated complex. Okay. They will plot the graphs and they will ask you the question. Here in this curve, which is activated complex? What is activation energy? So activation energy means what? Energy required to form the activated complex. So students, see activation energy how to calculate? From reactants up to the peak. Can you see this properly? This is called as activation energy. Reactant should form activated complex. That energy is called as activation energy. So from reactants, here see students properly. This whole is called as activation energy. Understood? Activation energy. Reactants up to the peak is called as activation energy. Now, what is difference in these two graphs? Delta H, let us find out, change in enthalpy. Delta H means difference between enthalpy of reactants and products. So here reactants, here are products, students. So between them whatever gap is there, that is delta H. Reactants and products, difference is called as delta H. Enthalpy change is delta H. How to calculate delta H? Enthalpy of products minus reactants. What sign will come? Will you tell me? Here delta H. Enthalpy of products minus reactants. Products is having potential energy less. Reactants are having potential energy more. Product minus reactant means less minus more. So delta H answer will be negative. So this is the graph for exothermic type of reactions. This is the graph for exothermic type of reactions. Let us see that side. Reactants and these are the products, and this difference is called as delta H. Delta H how to calculate? Enthalpy of products minus reactants. Here products potential energy is more. Reactants potential energy is less. Products minus reactant. More minus less. Answer will be delta H becomes positive. So this is the graph for endothermic reactions. Okay. So for exothermic, endothermic, how to calculate activation energy is shown in these two graphs. See all the things properly and do study it in detail. Okay. See you in next video.